What? No, it can't be. What? It is. It's Friday already. Friday the 15th of July. And I know what you want to know.
What's new in retro games? Can you tell me what's new in retro games, please? What's new in retro games? Can you tell me what's new in retro games this week?
Hello, it is me. It is Jace at Retrogames. You've heard of that. They sell old stuff. Yes. It's an old bloke selling old stuff. Get used to it. You probably are used to it. Probably. Must say, welcome to the show. It is Friday the 15th of July. And we're doing our regular What's New on Retrogames this week. No, it's not the proper announcement. I'll do it in a minute. It's been a hot week. It's a hot week and it's going to be a really hot week next week. So I'm really hoping that all the retro games don't melt before I list them next week. It's that Donkey Kong lolly I'm thinking about again. What can I say? I need to say a big thank you to Retro Bear. And I know he watches our show, so thank you very much. You said I had a nice personality, which I very much... I'm emotionally moved about that. And it's just so nice that he gives a little shout on his channel and helped us get over the 300 subscribers. Yeah! You know, when I started the channel, I thought we'd be leaping and bounding. You know, I watch other people's content and, you know, there's great people out there. Lots of people very much like, it almost seems to be a bit chunky old blokes with beards talking about their collections. Not all of you, I know, no. You don't have to be fat to be a retro gamer, but it helps. I thought we would like plough on. 1 year will be 1,000 subs. Well, we started in February and here we are in July. We're at 300, so I'm guessing that was a little bit, you know, hopeful. But still, we're getting there. We're getting 300 subscribers. The numbers are going up slightly on these videos. 100 people a week watch this, and that's okay. I don't care, because I know that the people who watch this every week really care. They really care about what's new at Retrogames this week. Yeah! Okay, now let's get straight into the video. Like I did. No, I didn't. I just rambled on about nothing for ages. And that is the first one I'm going to pick. Is PC. PC, and that is because it's this ridiculously huge box set of sim games. And you know the sim games. Sim City. This has got Sim Tower and Sim Isle, and they're quite rare. And they come in this lovely, really lovely, big... It's 3 full-size boxed games, but they just put this Ultimate Collection sleeve over the top. So I lift the sleeve off there, and you've got the 3 individual games, and they're absolutely immaculate. Like whoever bought this didn't want to play them at all. I think, you know, PC... Look at Sim Tower. I forgot how good that game was. There's a lot of games like this, isn't there? Building towers now all over, you know, your iPhone and your Androids. This was the first one, really. Sim Isle. Yeah, I think it was like, is it ecology based? Oh, I don't know. Resource management, I think. Resource management. And Sim City, of course, 2000. The improved version of Sim City still rumbles on today. And also the Sims. The Sims, you know the Sims. Yeah. Sims. Anyway, I just thought that's a really nice thing. It's very unusual to find them in their original box like that. Special box set. So, PC to start. The Sims. I'm sticking that back over there. Right, I'll just camera with PC. Yes, we've got another PC here. Is it? Yes. Sam and Max Hit the Road. Yes, really funny comedy adventure game. Cartoon graphics. LucasArts in it. It's like it is. Yes, of course it is. Very highly rated, and these LucasArts games, they are very sought after. But this is a Kicks one, and I know there's a lot of people now collecting Kicks. You know, they've completed the hit squads, now they've gone on to the Kicks and the Encores, buying up even the PC, Amiga, ST related budget releases, because they're trying to be completists on the budget labels. And I have to admit, I think that's a bit weird, because for me, original issues are where it's at. I can understand the hit squad, the uniform cases, looks very nice, spine outwards. On the budget games, on all 8-bit formats, they do look lovely together. But when you get to the big box, the card box. I mean, Kicks games released in little square boxes, released in big boxes. I mean, they're not uniform. You're just being completist, which is fine. We all, I don't mind being completist, you know, but it's just a strange choice for me. I'd rather have the originals. But anyway, this is lovely. I mean, the manual is exactly the same as the full price version, so you know, and you get the colouring book, which is actually another manual. So you've got two manuals, and then the disc, and it's a slightly different disc because it's actually the Kicks logo on it. Anyway, oh come off it, Jace, that's boring. Zach McCracken. Not Zach McCracken. The reason I said Zach McCracken is because I didn't pick that for the box, but we did list a copy this week. And Zach McCracken is like the king. It's always the king of LucasArts adventure games, and one of the most hard to find. And we got an unboxed manuals and discs for Amiga this week, which I haven't even bothered to put in the box. So I know what you're thinking. What's in the box? Yeah, what's in the box? Well, let's stick with PC. Let's stick with PC. And there's some weird stuff today. Oh, I've not picked the one I really wanted. This is Auction Traveller. Action Traveller. And now these things, they are just like a throwback to times gone by, like pre-internet days. And let me just tell you about this. This is experience over 1,000 adventures in stunning multimedia reality. And multimedia was basically a bunch of photos and text boxes that you could click between. Welcome, CDI users. There's a lot of stuff like that on CDI. But there was on PC too. And they were really popular because, you know, like encyclopedias and... Do you know what that is even? I mean, these days, encyclopedias don't know what that is. Basically, just a load of information about travelling on a CD-ROM. Let me just read a bit to this. A balloon over the heads of lions and wildebeests in the Serengeti. Pilot a Grand Prix race car at 142 miles an hour. Take a four-wheel expedition into forbidden Tibet. Become scuba certified on Australia's great... Scuba certified? Oh, that's unrealistic. On Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and much more. These are just the beginning of over 1,000 vacations you'll never forget, described in detail and lavished with brilliant colour photos and stunning motion picture, video and sound. It's photos and videos of other people's holidays. And yours for only, I think at the time, this was probably about 20, 30 quid. But they're not going to make stuff like this ever again, are they? Absolutely bizarre. Yeah, I wish I brought the other one though, because the other one was Plan Your Mediterranean Holiday. Oh, I should have picked that. It's on the site. It's in the new listed page. Where's the newly listed page? Oh, if you go to retrogames.co.uk, you know where to go. All these items I'm showing you today were listed this week, and they'll be on the newly listed page, which is in the link at the bottom, in the text bit that nobody ever reads. Okay, let's carry on. There's another one. One more PC. And that's this. Journey into Safety. Yes, the ultimate training program for road safety and the highway code. And you're thinking, get on with the games, mate. What are you showing this stuff? I just think, look at the graphics. Look at this. Oh, wow. I mean, now, there's loads of highway code internet sites. I'm sure you can, loads of games you download. But back then, pre-internet, this was like to help cyclists, pedestrians as well. You didn't have to be just studying for a driving licence to use this. It's just to basically increase safety amongst ages 10 to adult by buying this for the PCs. By Cosmos Software, they release a lot of robots. I think there is lots of star counting software and star map stuff they released. Odd Software. I'll read you a little clip from the back. It's like, your friend Sally is coming to stay with you for the weekend. You've arranged to pick her up from the station at 5:30 PM. You have calculated that it should only take 10 minutes to drive to the station and park the car. You decide to leave home at 5:20. That's it. That's it. That's it. That was a little clip there from the back of the box, which I found hard to believe. And that's why it ended up in today's box. Let's move on. Let's actually cover something that's maybe a game. We've got some Atari stuff this week. Let's go Atari. And here's a classic for you. This is an Activision. Oh crikey! Pitfall 2, sequel to the original Pitfall. One of the early. It's a platform game, but I always think about swinging on the rope. It's all about swinging on the rope. And it hasn't even got a picture of you swinging on the rope on the back on Pitfall 2. But it has this very nice box. Look at this. That's lovely, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's totally Indiana Jones inspired. The saga continues. The lost caverns. Yeah, they lost some caverns and then they found them again in this game. Let's have a look. A little bit broken, the plastic inner box. But Activision stuff on the Atari is very nicely packaged. You've got the old brown. It's a lovely shade of brown on that cartridge, and that goes diagonally in there. Yes, diagonally. And then you've got the manual. I am entering a forest. Dreams and ideas swirl about me and suddenly steal away my imagination. Hurry, you come too. It really suits the graphics. You've got another little manual there. Oh look, you've got the programmers shown. Programmers. Be a cliffhanger, score 99,000 points or more and you qualify. Fill out and send in the attached coupon and we'll forward you a patch. Ooh, please write Pit 2 on the front corner of the envelope. Wow. Of course, I've said this is Atari. It's not though, is it? It's ColecoVision.
What a plum.
It's a ColecoVision game, but I think we might have actually listed in Atari because I might have marked the post-it note as Atari. So, if you see this pre-change, I will get them to. I'll get them in the office to change this. It's actually for the ColecoVision. You know the ColecoVision. That's the really chunky, high-res colour, cool rival to the Atari VCS. They had better games. It wasn't as successful. Okay, this is a real Atari game this time. This is Adventures on GX12. Now, Adventures on GX12, and you'll see from the graphics there, it's the guy from Tron. It is a Tron-related game. Trying to build on the adventure, but it's a turn in Tron, which is basically a game genre in its own right. Tron became Snake, didn't it? On phones, on the old first iPods. Snake on the old Nokias, everyone's playing Snake, but that was Tron. You're playing Tron. We all knew that. We didn't tell them. We let them just call it Snake. Let them get on with it. They don't deserve to know that's Tron. But yeah, it's got a bit of rubbish in here. Bit of old cardboard in there. Telegames release. Strange UK company who took American games and reformatted them, released them on their own label. For the UK market. We wouldn't have got a lot of games in the UK if it wasn't for Telegames, so good on them. They even went up to PS1, I think PS1, Game Boy stuff. They released odd titles, never a hit amongst them, but you'll find lots of obscure games on the Telegames label. And that one is one of them. Okay, let's move on. Still Atari. We got the kids controller this week. Now the kids controller, it's a big blue thing. And I don't know if anybody actually remembers these from a kid. I'm not sure when people in the UK bought these in big numbers, but they had like clip-on pads, a bit like a ColecoVision slide-in or Intellivision, an overlay, and they would relate to buttons to games on the screen. And there was for like simple games. There was some Sesame Street games. You all know this. That relate to the kids' controller, but it's a massive block of blue plastic, and I quite like it. It's got a kind of a, you know, you can imagine. This probably would be on the Starship Enterprise. Yeah, it would be there controlling something. It's on the communications section. You can see it. Yeah. So anyway, kids controller. We don't get many of those in the box, so I thought, let's put it in today's stuff. Get on with it, Jace. What should we go for next? Well, let's go hardware because we've got a bit of hardware today. It was a big week this week. If you're a Nintendo NES fan on Retrogames, and here you'll see a Nintendo NES, and they call this the control deck. I don't know why they called it control deck. Nobody ever refers to the NES as, oh, you've got any new games for control deck? No, I haven't. Have you got any games for the NES? Yes, we've got games for the NES. But of course it's never really promoted as a NES. It was always Nintendo Entertainment System, though this version does say the NES. But I think American boxes, do they say NES? Isn't it funny? The SNES, NES. I mean, Nintendo never called it a SNES themselves, did they? I don't think that this version having the word NES on it reaffirms that. But I don't think on any of the box Super Nintendo consoles it says SNES. No. You're going to prove me wrong. You're going to send this in. I'll pull this one out. We actually tested and listed 4 Nintendo NESs this week, all UK ones. We sold the best one straight away. So I couldn't show you that. But this is the second best one, I think, or maybe the third best one. It's got a little bit of damage there on the poly inner, as you can see. I could do a... Oh no, no. But yeah, you know what this is. It's a Nintendo NES. But it's quite a nice one. Let's have a look at the... I'll do a close up there of the... Oh, I've got the Super Mario Brothers carts in there. Hello, Jace. That's the reason I wanted to do this on the show. How are you today, Jace? I'm alright, thanks, Ness. Yeah, 2 controllers, power supply. Now the thing that people forget about the NES, because it's not at the back, is that it has AV out. Yes, so you can plug that in. Even so, most modern TVs have got the 3 colours, red, yellow, white, AV in. So you can actually play this on your modern digital TV in a decent quality. No fuzzy tuning in. Though, you know, CRT for authentism. Authentism. This one even comes with the proper cable for it, for the RF. Shall I show you a NES control? You ever seen none of these before? Call yourself a retro gamer and you don't know what this is? There's probably more t-shirts with a NES controller on than there's actually Nintendo NES controllers. I see them a lot, do you? Belt buckles, I've seen it, belt buckles. The controller becomes an iconic design, isn't that strange? Not so much the Master System. I don't see many Master System controller t-shirts, do you? Bad marketing, Sega, come on. Master System, I think this is fact, I think the Master System outsold the NES in the UK. Terrible sales elsewhere, but in the UK, I think Master System was alright. I think it did alright. Anyway, there's a NES. You'll find lots more of them on our website. What website? You know where to go. Oh, I'm not bored of doing that. Another console. Let's go for another console. This is a better, more exciting one because it's one we don't get so often. And that is this. Yes, an Atari 7800. Americans call this 7800. 2600 they call it the 2600. I don't know why I say 2600. Maybe some English people say 2600. We really should call it 2600. But anyway, this is the 7800 or 7800 or 7800. I think I always say 7800. Isn't that weird? Anyway, stop it. Just get on with the show. The good thing about the 7800, it was more powerful than the VCS, but also compatible with all those games. So while there wasn't actually that many games released, 7800 was quite late, 1985. We were looking for some bigger advancements in gaming and graphics, really, than when this came out. But yeah, it's got high-res colour, it's got 3-channel sound. The controllers are very natty, but let's open the box and I'll give you a look. Yes, there is the controller. The controllers are great because they have these little sticks on. Very early Joy-Con. This is pre-NES and pre-NES. This is a lovely little controller. I've always liked these. The little joystick bits do tend to snap off. You get a lot of them snapped, but they simply unscrew and then it becomes like a normal joypad. But it's great when they're there. It's great when they're there, like little turrets, little joystick turrets. Power supply. It's an unusual power supply. It's very specific to the format. Let's get the console out. Give you a little view. It's quite a groovy, sleek design. It's like the expanded version of the 2600, 2600, 2600. It's quite a bit bigger. Not as many buttons required, just a power, pause, select and a reset. RF out only, I'm afraid, on the back. This is the UK PAL, and as you can see, it's in lovely, lovely condition. Such lovely condition that it still has the film pull-off strip. So this silver logo, you get this on VCS as well, not VCS, 2600 as well, is that there's a plastic film to protect the shininess. When you get this new, you can just peel it off, a bit like a screen thing, you know, a screen protector on a new console or a phone. And look, you can see the edges just lifting there. Oh, let's just do it. Can you see that? It's just, you just want to pull this off because it's going to be so shiny and new underneath. And I can't tell you how hard it is to resist pulling the film. I really wanted to pull the film, but I didn't do it. I'm putting it back in the box before I get tempted. So whoever buys this, they're going to love doing that. They're just going to pull it off, and then it's like, oh, it's like so shiny. It's like new. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Someone's resisted doing that all this time. Get on Game & Watches, of course. You remember Game & Watches, the Nintendo handheld game. On the double screen games, you get that little, really mint one. You get the little plastic film. I've pulled a lot of those in my time, but really, I'm guessing they're worth more money if they haven't been pulled, and you've still got the plastic cellophane on there. But they look so good. You can get a Donkey Kong double screen. It looks absolutely tatty and worn, bashed, and you just pick that corner and pull it. Oh! And the metal has got, it's like been machined, so it's got like a patination in it that when it's brand new, it just glistens and shines in the sunshine. And it's like, I'm reminiscing on the retrogaming moment that if you've done it, you'll understand. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, especially on Donkey Kong with the metal background. I'd say the most common Game & Watch to have the film on is Zelda. So I don't know why, nobody ever pulls this film of Zelda. It is a later one, of course. Let's put that down there. That was the Atari 7800. Nobody's bought it yet, but it could be gone by the time you check out. It depends. Depends how many people are looking for an Atari this week. Okay, let's carry on. Let's go to one of my other favourite computers. Console. Don't ever call the Amiga a console, you pedant. And that is the Amiga. And there's a rare one. Quick snacks. That's what I like. Quick snacks, please. Nothing slow. I'll eat it raw. It's fine. Yeah, a great budget release, because it was only released as a budget release by Codemasters, and it features Dizzy. You all like Dizzy. It's quite hard to find these budget games now. You know, they need the recognition like Spectrum and Commodore budget games do. They are getting hard to find. And yeah, it's got the lovely form where you can buy a Dizzy clock, Dizzy cap, Dizzy t-shirt, Dizzy travel bag, Dizzy mugs. You can dress yourself entirely in Dizzy merchandise. And if I had that stuff, I would have done it today. Sadly, I never sent off for it. How much would it have cost? How much would it have cost to entirely kit yourself out in Dizzy stuff? Well, the mug, $3.99. The clock, $12.99. The sports bag, $7.99. The cap, $3.99. The extra large t-shirt, $4.99. That is cheap, isn't it? So it's 5, 9, 22, 26, 33 quid. 33 quid for every single Dizzy item available on here. Doesn't seem bad, does it? I'd love to buy that stuff now, because each one of those things is highly collectible and worth loads of money. Don't tell me you had this and you never sent off for this stuff. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake, which I made as well. Now there's some games which deserve a little bit of a drum roll. Come on, drum roll. And that's because they're just so amazing. And that is, of course, Dungeon Master, a game I was utterly obsessed with in the 16-bit era. I had it for the Atari ST, came out about 2 years before the Amiga version. I finished it on the Atari ST, I played it again on the Atari ST, finished it twice, came out on the Amiga. I finished it again, just to see if there's any differences. Back then I had all that time, I could finish games. And Dungeon Master really was the first point and click, free roaming dungeon adventure game. The puzzles in it were ingenious, genuinely scared when things jump out at you around the corner. It seems so basic and tired and you know, old now, but at the time when this came out, shuffling, because you're in a panic, you're like battling a bunch of skeletons or something or whatever, And then you've got like, oh, Quake, he's running out of health. He's going mucking around, typing in the spells, changing the weapons, giving Syra the arrows. Just, oh, we've thrown our last arrow. Getting a bunch of skeletons underneath the portcullis door and then pressing the button and whacking them with the door. That was the best bit. It was just such a fabulous game. And you know where there's some games that obsess you so much. They're in your dreams, you're waking up in the morning, you're thinking of them the first thing you think of. Even the swoosh of the FTL logo going across the screen, I felt, oh, kind of ominous presence about just that starting. Just like, oh, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back in the dungeon. I miss that intensity of gaming. I guess we've all grown. I mean, VR gave us a little bit of that intensity of gaming back again, but it felt so good when you were that age. And I wonder if kids feel that intensity when they're playing their Call of Duties now and, you know, that new stuff. The way we felt these, I mean, oh, this has got that in the back. You've got the spell sign. These were the spells, and you had to learn this. You know, oh, low V U Ross, brilliant fireball. The first one, yeah, oh, no, I think I could still remember some of the spells. Anyway, Dungeon Master. What can you say about Dungeon Master? Released twice on Amiga. Once by FTL. There's the original one like this. 1 meg. It's one of the first games that needed 1 meg and really pushed 1 meg expansion sales on the 512k Amiga 500. Including myself, I think this was even packaged in with the 512k expansion a lot of the times. And the set then re-released on a lavish, beautiful, gorgeous box. I've got it somewhere by Psygnosis, Persigonist. I'm harking back to old jokes. And that's a really beautiful game too. So anyway, yeah, Dungeon Master, the box is prone to getting tatty. You can see this one's got a bit of tape on the bottom. What else can I say about it? Not a lot. It's a little bit squashy-washy.
Squashy-washy.
Got it back in. I got it back in. I got that back in. Yes. And then what have I got here? For the Amiga as well. Dungeon Master 2. Very, very slow selling game. And released on different label. Interplay released this compared to either Psygnosis or FTL. And it was not as good. Let's be honest. It just wasn't as good. It didn't feel as good. Don't know why. Never ever felt the same. Didn't finish it. I got barely beyond level 5 or 6. This has got some. I mean, like the first game on 1 disc. It's huge. Dungeon Master 2. It's on 6 discs. And this came out for other formats, didn't it? Dungeon Master 2, Mega CD. I think it's on PC Engine. SNES got Dungeon Master, didn't it? Yeah, it did get about because it was such a huge game in 16-bit formats. They thought, well, people are going to play this on console. But it wasn't very popular on console. But yeah, that's it. That's Dungeon Master 2. Legend of Skull Keep. And I just thought it was worth mentioning. We got that this week. This week on the Retrogames website, you'll be able to buy Dungeon Master 2. Let's move on. Different format. And this is a classic. This is Starquake. This is on disc for the BBC Model B. We hadn't mentioned it last week. I didn't mention it. I'm going to bring back some BBC just because we get a lot of it. And there you go. Beautiful condition. Fabulous. It's like new. It's like just going. It's had the seal broken on the side sticker, the Bubble Bus side sticker there. But an interesting game. Starquake, the biggest hit on the Bubble Bus label. And it was because it was a bit of a rip-off of ultimate classic Attic Attack. Crash Smash game on the Spectrum. It's actually really good fun, possibly more fun than Attic Attack. And what are you saying? That's an ultimate game! Don't diss the ultimate games. But yeah, it was a brilliant game, and it's just so beautiful. I love these like mini square. What sort of pattern? It's not card. It's plastic. Wallet sleeves. Like the square one. It's almost the same size as a disc. Very nice. But the thing about disc formats is they've all got different shaped boxes. Commodore 64, Amstrad, BBC. All the disc boxes, different shapes. So you've got the big card boxes, you've got little thin card boxes, you've got like the double wallet size, you've got the little square wallet size, pouches. If you collect, say, Commodore 64 disc, and you have them all alphabetical on your shelf, that's going to be one heck of a bumpy road, isn't it? That's one heck of a bumpy road you got there. Anyway, let's move on. here's a game I like. This is Zybox for the Atari Lynx. Now I was a big fan of the Atari Lynx. I picked this game because it's like new. It's absolutely immaculate. And I bought an Atari Lynx before they came out in the UK. I think 11 months earlier they came out in America, and I got one from some import shop because I was desperate to have a full colour 16-bit console handheld, because it really was groundbreaking. It's pre-Game Gear. Oh, look at that! Look at that! This opens up. Let's have a look. Yes, this is lovely. A big poster. Yeah, I love. I don't know why the Lynx was such a battery-hungry console. Oh my god! Yeah, I think batteries. A new set of 6 batteries lasted an hour. And at that age when it came out, I wasn't in a position to buy my own batteries, so I'd be like, "Mum, my batteries run out." "What do you mean your batteries are run out? I only just bought the Yes, I know. We should have bought the power supply, the official power supply. I've got to be very careful putting this back. That's it. It's in. Oh, see, I was putting effort there. So that's Zybox there for the Atari Lynx. For all you Lynx fans out there, yes, which I am one of. Now the last things in the box. Oh, good. Are some handhelds, and this is something different. This is a GP32. This is made by a company called Game Park Holdings. They were around early 2000s, late 1999, early 2000s. South Korean company making handheld consoles. And I know in today's climate, these consoles might not seem that special because they're famous for doing emulation, and people were playing Game Boy and NES games on this handheld. But when this came out, that was a new thing. That was something different. And now we could do a whole video on just me going on about different consoles that play emulation. You can go on Amazon, you can probably buy 50 different ones. But this, look at this. It's a beautiful thing. This is the Game Park. And look, it's a lovely design. And unlike those, rip-off consoles that are about. Now, I'm not a big fan of emulation. This actually did have original cartridges which came on a memory card. We've had them in stock before. There's a few different games that actually came out for the Game Park GP32 and its bigger brother, the GP2X. But it's just lovely. I mean, look at that. It looks like an analog stick, but it's clicking. I think it's actually a directional, like D-pad controller. But it's in beautiful condition, and that's still got the screen protector. You can just about see that the screen protector is still on there, so I don't even think it's been used. What else we got in here? Oh my god, something good in here. There is something amazing in the box. Yes, silica gel. Silica gel. Now anything that tells me not to eat it, I really want to eat it. Oh, do not eat. It looks delicious. It looks like sweets. If you want people not to eat it, don't make it look like sweets. And you've got the connection cable and stuff in there. Just a lovely thing. Very rare in the UK because you had to get these from import shops like Play Asia, several other shops that sold this sort of stuff. It was very niche, very cult. But if you're a handheld collector, they sold in such small numbers. These are a really nice thing to have in your collection. And this is the FLU version, FLU, which meant it had a backlit screen. Original versions of GP32, they didn't have a backlit screen. You had to catch the light a bit like a Game Boy Color or the first version of Game Boy Advance. There's no backlit. You had to play in a light room, and you had to yeah, I think I can see it. I think I can see it, Mum. How much did we pay for that? And that is the GP32. But what else have we got in the box? Well, we've got its bigger brother, and that is the GP2X, and this was the improved, expanded version of the GP32. A bit more serious looking, I'd say. It's a bit dark, but look at this. Look, still in its original plastic bag there. We've got the manual. We've got a spare screen guard. We've got the connection cable. Because you connect these up to your PC. They were very popular because you could connect them up to a PC. So the external memory card slot there under a little cap. Look at this machine. It's absolutely beautiful condition. It's like brand new. That is right. That is the screen protector not been pulled off. That is brand new screen. This has not been used, and it's even got, see, a little bit of a film over this bit which you could pull off as well. It really is brand new. And again, there was original releases for the GB32, so it is a proper games console in its own right. There are some, there's some other related consoles in this series that came out after, but I think Game Park went bust 2005, 2006. Because back then, you know, you had to have the distribution. They're up against Nintendo. You know, this is tough. This is tough. And it didn't work out, but they left us with some brilliant handheld gaming relics, which are important for anyone's collection. What's in the box? And there's one more thing in the box. Thank God, one more thing. And that is, oh, what is this? This is a Neo Geo Pocket Color in the box. But it's a very special Japanese one. And it's the Hanshin Tigers limited edition. They're a baseball team in Japan. And it's a very groovy design. So let's have a look. Very nice box. Let's pop it open gently and see what it's like inside. Oh, is it coming? Is it, it's a bit tight. Oh no! Oh, look what plopped out on the table. Sealed batteries. Sealed batteries. There is nothing quite as amazing as finding sealed batteries in a console, because that pretty much says this has never been used. I love it. Yeah. Oh, PC Engine GT, sealed batteries. Game Boys, sealed batteries. Oh yeah, sealed batteries. I'm guessing sealed batteries are getting a value of their own, but if they're in the original game with it, then you pretty much guarantee they're original batteries. These are Toshiba. I know what you're thinking. Stop going on about the batteries, Jace. What about the console? I know, but if there's any words that a retro gamer loves to hear, it's this: sealed batteries. Oh. Sheesh. Okay, yeah, we've got a lovely, man, you can see this is absolutely immaculate. I've got like a special card protector there. Let's pull that up. And there we go. Beautiful, stripy, like a tiger. Way of the tiger. Stripy, lovely console. Oh my God, it's a very cute thing. Very cute, the old Neo Geo Pocket. It's got a lovely style to it. And some great games. There were some great games on there. I'm thinking Sonic and Pac-Man, Puzzle Bobble, the Metal Slug games. Going crazy in value, basically because they've got those two words at the beginning, Neo Geo. And everything Neo Geo seems to rise in value like anything else. And I know, you know, people say, oh yeah, but you're responsible for the rise of that. No, we are no longer. People might have accused us of that back in the 1990s. But we can no longer be held responsible for the rise in value of video games, because we are taken by surprise all the time. I mean, we relist a game that we've already had on before, and we're at, like, look at comparable games that are around that people are selling, and sometimes we're selling them. The last one we sold is half the going rate for it. They've gone up that quick. I mean, if you're watching this channel, you're a collector, I reckon. We've all made incredibly wise investments. Never have I seen games go down in value. And I've been doing this longer than anybody else. Back in our 1995 Game Finder Extra catalogues that we used to send out to all our retro gaming fans. Where are you all now, all you old timers? If you're an old time retro gamer with us from the start, I would love to hear from you. There's a few names of people that I get excited when I see, because they're all friends to me. But anyway, yes, even if I go to find that old catalogue, we were selling Nintendo Game & Watches, you know, Nintendo Game & Watches for £9. That's how much we sold them for. And people were accusing us of drumming up the values of video games. So, you know, it makes me feel a bit ill. £9. We had a page of them. A page of, Game & Watches from £9. Sometimes 12. Anyway, I'm a little bit of a reminiscence. Thank you for watching the show. I'm sure I'll be back again next week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next week, keep on retro gaming!
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.
Just gotta keep on retro gaming. Why stop now? You've done it for this long. Just keep on retro gaming.